identified. Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.
Broadcast recording of episode 473 of Priority 1, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast.
I didn't interrupt you this time because I wanted to make sure that Skiffy's first time taking the stream like this would go smoothly. I didn't want to give him anything else to be nervous about.
Well,
I appreciate that.
Thank you. Yes, that's right. Tonight, Skiffy is in charge of the stream. Praise the great bird of the galaxy, because now I can actually listen. Now I can focus on my co-hosts.
He's gonna tell us what to do more.
I'm sorry. What? I wasn't listening. I'm sorry. What was that?
See, exactly. So I'm so excited. Yeah. You know what's funny? I'm watching us on Facebook right now for the first time, and I'm noticing the live transcription, the automated machine learning transcription that's happening, and that's pretty cool.
It's kind of scary.
Purple monkey dishwasher.
It's pretty scary, actually.
Did I throw off the AI or did it work?
Hold on, let me see. It's taking a second.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay.
It was probably like unintelligible.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean,
kind of a lucky dishwasher is what it's saying.
That's not bad. That's pretty close.
That's all right. Yeah, so you got the dishwasher, which I guess is really the most important part, because now our stream is going to be populated with commercials from like Whirlpool and Kenmore.
Great.
So yeah,
excellent.
So,
thank you.
Good, yeah.
Thank you, Hunter.
We get some of that sponsorship money, right?
I'm sure we do. I'm sure.
Wish. Well, speaking of focusing on everything going on around us right now, a big shout out to everybody in the chat. We've got several old faithfuls and loyal listeners of the show. Jamal Taylor. I see Viper Wolf there, Williams in the chat, one of our audio editors, Paul Andre, and of course, none other than the incomparable Tracy Lee Coco. Tracy, it's so good to see you. Thank you for joining
Tracy.
us. She's trying really. You know what? Make that hashtag bring back Lieutenant J happen. We gotta see her on Picard somehow.
Definitely.
And Discovery on Lower Decks.
And Discover. No, it would have to be Lower Decks.
Lower
yeah.
Decks.
Oh,
for
Lower
sure.
Decks would be perfect.
That'd be awesome.
Lower Decks would be perfect.
Yeah. I used to be one of you. That's right, Bueno. They used to let me on the bridge sometimes.
Well, it's after Nemesis. She's probably still.
She's
serving.
got more pips now, but she's gonna be like coming in, and be like, yeah, just keep with it, purple-haired kid.
Right.
You'll get there.
Didn't she say she outranks Harry Kim, right?
Well,
She
she's
does.
Lieutenant J. So
Oh yeah. No,
so
she always
she's-
did. Yeah.
Yeah, she's always.
She
Yeah.
did get her own action figure. That's right. I did see
Yeah.
that on your Facebook page. That's very cool.
She should definitely bring that to the lower deck show. See, I've got my own action figure. Stick with it, kid. You'll get to the bridge. You'll get your own action figure.
Tony, that's funnier than what I saw.
Oh,
I threw some shade already, and we haven't even gotten to that part.
Shots fired, everyone.
Shots
Stick
fired.
around for the on-screen segment. It's gonna be hot.
Stick around. I'm really scared. I'm scared about doing on screen. You know why? Because God forbid you're a Star Trek fan that criticizes it in any way, shape, or form.
Well, to
Welcome
be
my
fair, you
world.
haven't said anything nice about Star Trek in what 14 years.
That's not true. I like Enterprise. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, my God, he's doubling
That's
down
not
on
true.
this.
I give credit where credit is due, and I think that Anson Mount is the best thing that happened to Star Trek since Sir Patrick Stewart is Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
Well, see, there you go.
Oh.
There
That's right.
Something.
Take that, haters.
Bold statement
Or likers.
there.
He just
Wait,
left out the
wait.
Doctor out of Voyager. I mean, that's.
Maybe he.
I just, you know what? Here's the thing. I'm not afraid of. What I'm afraid of is people telling me why you have no right to criticize. That's what I'm afraid of. I just
right, because that'll stop
why?
you.
Yeah, like that's gonna stop. me.
Yeah,
But it's
like,
still,
that'll
like,
stop you.
like holy crap! Like I remember during when Picard was on air and then Discovery, and God forbid I had a dissenting opinion about what we were watching, and because God forbid you're a Star Trek fan and you happen to think
Like
it
it to
could
be better.
Well, it works
Exactly.
well for our show because opposing opinions makes for good conversation. It kind of
It's
covers
true.
a
It's
wide
good radio.
array of the listener base.
Right.
And we had other Tony, Anthony, on, and he was a fan of Discovery, whereas some others were not. And I think he was also a fan of Picard. Yeah, right?
Anthony loves everything that is Star Trek. Star Trek can do no wrong. And those are the people who I'm afraid of.
Do not be afraid of them. They love you. They'll still love you.
I mean, they still have to acknowledge that the Enterprise theme sucks.
No, they don't. They don't. They don't. That's the thing. They
Come
don't
on.
have to acknowledge it.
It's terrible.
I like the Enterprise theme.
See, controversy. There you go. I like the Enterprise
It grew
theme is
on
sung
me.
by Rod Stewart.
I also sung by Rod Stewart. I also like the Enterprise finale. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, that's a controversial opinion. Yeah,
That
That
see.
is a controversial opinion.
But not for the reason you may think.
No, see if he's explained his reason. It's a coherent reason. I just disagree with it, but it's a coherent reason.
I have to stop reading the machine transcriptions because it is
Well,
some
let's keep
weird
training
shit
it. Purple
that it's
monkey
saying.
dishwasher. Purple monkey dishwasher.
Here
Purple monkey.
here we go in chat. Tracy Lee Coco. I'm a fan of it all.
There, yes. And as long as you're in it, Tracy.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right,
You
let's
gonna
do
show?
a show.
You
I'm
gonna do
gonna
show?
do. Look
I'm
at
gonna
this
do
guy. This is my show, Tony. This isn't guard lower deck.
Well, we
This
were
is-
out
this
here
is
doing
my
all this
house.
banter stuff. You were all
Lower
like, I can
decks.
pay better attention now. I can
This
do all
is
this stuff
lower-
now.
This isn't lower band frequency.
I've got my captain's
Lower
name sitting here somewhere,
band.
mister. I'll rank you here in a second.
Priority one.
right.
Coming to you on amateur radio.
I'm gonna hit the big red button.
Are
for
you
the
recording
intro.
in the
Oh, I was not, and now I am. Thank you.
Can do
the thing that's on this monitor? You can see it, right? It's right there.
Here.
It's right there.
We are now recording the live broadcast recording of episode 473. I'm gonna hit the big red button for intro in 3, 2, 1. This is Elio intro sync 1.
This is Cat intro sync 2.
This is Tony intro sync 3.
This is Skivvy intro sync 4. Sorry that I hit the button late.
Intro in 3, 2. Tony, can you open?
Yes. This week on episode 473 of Priority 1, we trek out Star Trek's cinema shuffling, Prodigy's newest hire, and where our vagabond shoes won't be straying. In Star Trek gaming, our friends, the Women at Warp, share an invaluable resource for gamers. Timelines gets a mega event, and Modifius is raising a small fortune for Black Lives Matter.
Hello, Captains. You're listening to episode 473 of Priority One, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast. Your weekly recap and review of all the major news happening in the Star Trek multiverse. This episode was recorded live on Tuesday, August 11th, 2020, and available for download or streaming on Friday, August 14th at PriorityOnePodcast.com. I'm Elio.
I'm Kat.
I'm Tony.
And in our audio booth and live streaming this week, our chief engineer, Skiffy.
Hello, folks.
Finally earning that engineer name.
Watch, the
Walking the
stream's going
walk,
to
talking
crash
the talk.
right now, right as we're talking about it.
Right as we're talking. Well, thank you, Skiffy, for learning and relearning, rather, how to live stream this broadcast. It helps me a great deal on Tuesday nights to keep my focus on the most important things.
Making sure we read our lines right.
Well, I was just going to leave it open for interpretation.
I was going to say dissing on the latest Star Trek.
That too. But more on that later.
Captains, each week between episodes, we love to engage in conversations with you, our listeners, on places like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So if you aren't already following us on any of those, be sure to look us up. There we post things like community questions, special announcements, and more. Just search for Priority One Podcast on your favorite social media app, and you will find us. Or email us. You can reach us at incoming@PriorityOnePodcast.com.
Captains, it's no doubt that our lives have been changed drastically since the start of the year, and we're still adapting. So, for those of you who continue to listen to us each and every week to get your recap of Star Trek news, thank you for inviting us and keeping us in your lives. We're so very grateful. We know that everything is just up in the air right now, but we are thrilled to be a part of your routine. So thank you very much. And for those of you who continue to find value in our show, be sure to check us out over at patreon.com/Priority One, because other listeners like yourselves also find value in the show and want to see it continue to be produced. With their support, we can keep the lights on and continue producing the quality content you've come to expect every Friday.
That it?
I'm done.
Okay. Or if financial support isn't in the cards, don't forget about sharing our show to all your friends. Hit that like, retweet, and or share button when you come across one of our posts. Or perhaps you'd like to join the team.
Line for Skivvy. Line for Skivvy.
You gave me a line while streaming?
Sorry.
Apparently.
We're looking for new volunteers to join the production, specifically someone to stream our episodes. Specifically, we're looking for audio and video editors. For more information, visit PriorityOnePodcast.com or email us. That address is incoming@PriorityOnePodcast.com.
Now let's try. Tony, sweep us up.
Now let's check out the latest news from the Star Trek multiverse.
Everybody hit stop. All right. Oh, Kat, don't forget to double check that it's constant variable.
It's good.
Cool. And then everybody at least 441, 44,100 hertz, and then 192 for bitrate. Oh man, there's no folder for 4.7. Oh, there is.
Yeah, there's.
I made one. You're welcome.
Thanks.
Why, thank you.
You can tell that Kat's microphone is no longer suspended on an arm and sitting on her desk because of the mechanical keyboard.
Oh, can you hear it?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. It sounds so nice, though.
I know. I kind of want one myself, but it's so counterintuitive to...
It's
An
really,
audio podcast, yeah.
it's
an audio
really
podcast.
clickety-clacky, so sorry.
But it feels good, though,
I
doesn't
know, I
Yes.
know.
it? Just, yeah.
I know. I know everyone in Discord hates me when I'm typing promotion emails.
Wait, I'm sorry. Which keyboard do you have?
I have a Razer, I don't know, the one that lights up and responds to everything you do.
Ah, nice. Very
I
nice.
forget the name. Black Widow, maybe? Is that one?
Razer makes good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, but then you have to get into a discussion of whether you have the Cherry MX or the...
You
know,
definitely
whatever-
want the
whatever.
Cherry MX.
I have the Starfleet insignia lit up. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, well, there you go.
All right, I'm ready when you guys are.
Yep.
Good to go.
Are you gonna do your Werner Herzog impression here?
Werner Herzog.
I would travel down to hell and
I
wrestle
will
a film
travel
away
down
from the
to
devil.
hell and wrestle a film away from the devil if it was necessary. Right? It's a
Not
little
bad,
like
not
that,
bad.
right?
Not
Sounds
bad,
like
not bad, not
Pretty
bad.
good.
it. I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm gonna hit the big red button for Trek It Out in 3, 2, 1. This is Elio. Trek It Out Sync 1.
This is Kat. Trick It Out. Sync 2.
This is Tony. Check it out. Sync 3.
This is Skivvy. Track it out. Sync 4.
Trek It Out in 3, 2. Werner Herzog once said, I would travel down to hell and wrestle a film away from the devil if it was necessary. End quote. I'll deliver it regularly now, just in case. Quote, I would travel down to hell and wrestle a film away from the devil if it was necessary. End quote. We Star Trek fans may need to get in touch with Mr. Herzog because the Star Trek film franchise is in a limbo, to say the least. You see, on Friday, August 7th, Deadline broke the story that Paramount's newest film captain, Emma Watts, was putting the Noah Hawley-led Trek film on ice. According to the piece, Watts, who formerly ran many franchises for Fox, according to the piece, Watts, who formerly ran many franchises for Fox, was in the process of evaluating which Trek was most feasible for the studio moving forward. Hawley's film was put on the back burner in large part due to its plot. Quote, what we're hearing is that the Hawley pick calls for a new cast and might be about a deadly virus which might feel awkward given current circumstances. End quote. The Hollywood Reporter's sources confirmed the rumor about the plot, adding, the virus wipes out vast parts of the known universe. So, what's next? Is it all bad news? Are we never getting a new Star Trek movie? Not necessarily. Deadline also reports that Hawley's film moving back may mean another often discussed Trek film could move forward. There are two options, and we've discussed them both ad nauseum. The first is a Star Trek film by Quentin Tarantino, which we'll get into in just a moment. The other, and according to Deadline, the most likely of the three candidates to get made, is the formerly S.J. Clarkson-helmed Star Trek Kelvin 4. The script brings back the Kelvin Enterprise and her crew, as well as Chris Hemsworth as George Kirk. It was dumped in favor of Hawley's pitch due to the high price tag that went along with bringing back the Kelvin crew. But according to Deadline, it, quote, might have the cleanest path toward a relaunch, with an emphasis on boosting overseas gross numbers, which have never been the franchise's strong suit. These decisions will take place over the next few weeks. End quote. So, stay tuned for the next chapter of this ongoing saga. I feel so liberated that I'm not streaming. Can you hear it in my voice? Can you hear it? I'm
Yes.
just so excited.
I can tell you're as excited as Paramount is to make another Star Trek movie.
Nice
That's
segue.
as excited as you are.
Nice looping that back in there.
Yeah. That because they have no idea what to do with this thing. The TV thing is taking off a little bit. I guess CBS is happy with the All Access numbers. So I think they might be a little afraid of jinxing it. And cannibalization might not be a problem, but might be because people are going to think about their entertainment budgets differently than they used to, especially with Disney selling first-run things on Disney+. So, I mean, I think everybody's scratching their heads here, and the overseas numbers is revealing to me, too. They're not sure when the movie theaters are going to open up back in America,
Right.
and what they're going to look like when they do. So they don't know what to do with the Star Trek movie. They just don't know.
And we've heard, I've read that there are some theater chains, some major theater chains, saying that if they don't open now, they will not. They just can't afford to at all.
Yeah.
I mean, truth be told, most people can have, to be fair, the technology to emulate a home theater experience at home is not nearly as expensive as it was 5 years ago. So the concept of going out to the movies, I think, was on a downward trend as it was, and the pandemic just accelerated the end of the theater going experience. What I'd like to see personally is the return of like drive-in movies, right? Like those very niche
Oh, yeah.
experiential things. But
It's actually
going
happening.
Going back to this, I feel like in 473 episodes that we've done, this is the first time that I've read something involving a CBS Viacom executive that sounded smart. And what I mean by, I'm not.
I get you. No, I get you.
I'm really not trying to belittle all the other people who I'm sure are smarter than I am and certainly make more money than I am, that certainly make more money than I do. But Emma Watts clearly is not willing to be reactionary with Star Trek anymore. And since 2009 with JJ, I have felt that Star Trek's production has been reactionary. Marketing has been reactionary. This just feels smart to take a step back and go, you know what? Let's not just do something and call it Star Trek. Let's give some thought to the product that we're trying to present.
And let's not have three people working on three different projects. Let's pick the one that we're going to do. Let's take the best pieces of each one and put it together in one thing and do that. Or shelf everything and then come back to it in a year or two. We know what movie theaters look like. Yeah, it's now is not the best time to be pushing forward with a pandemic virus based story. It was a wise move to pump the brakes on that one.
Right.
Quentin Tarantino once said, quote, "The good ideas will survive," end quote. Let's hope that's true because it feels like this idea has been around for a long time.
You could probably segue better. That segue was a little odd. You can say something like, but the nightmare doesn't end, or something like that.
Okay, let me see like that. Well, here's another thing that the devil's got a hold of down there in film hell. Quentin Tarantino's Star Trek idea is once again in trouble. He's one of the ones that might be canned. This idea has been around for a long time, is the Star Trekentino that we've talked about on the show before. This week's Deadline piece shed a little bit of light on that on-again, off-again film, including its feasibility, and more interestingly, its plot. Quote, Tarantino dropped out as director, but the project is still viable based on an episode of the classic Trek series that takes place largely earthbound in a 30s gangster setting. Might serve the franchise best as a Logan Life spin-off when the core franchise has been revitalized, end quote. So according to this...
You said Logan Life.
Oh, sorry. Logan Life, okay. Might serve the franchise best as a Logan-like spin-off when the core franchise has been revitalized, end quote. So according to Deadline, I guess Tarantino wants a piece of the action. Tarantino, as stated, dropped out as director, but still expressed excitement for the Michael L. Smith penned script. Tarantino told Deadline in January of this year, quote, I think they might make that movie, but I just don't think I'm going to direct it. It's a good idea. They should definitely do it, and I'll be happy to come in and give them some notes on the first rough cut, End quote. I call shenanigans.
I absolutely call shenanigans. This whole
I-
Quentin Tarantino thing is just let it,
No.
let it die.
No. I call shenanigans on the 30s gangster thing. That's a
Oh.
lie. Someone has told them a falsehood. Because he's making the Enterprise C. He's making the Yesterday's Enterprise movie. They're saying this to throw people off the scent.
Is anybody else curious how he's going to loop it back into the rest of his movies?
How he can make self-referential, asides to that.
Right, because theoretically all of his movies live in the same universe, or
Sure.
one of two universes.
I mean, maybe that's where the briefcase that Marcellus Wallace had.
Sure,
To-
because it's a 1930s gangster briefcase that went back in
Just
time
saying.
from yeah.
Yeah,
Why not?
could happen.
No.
I'd be
Small
okay
warp
with
core.
I'd be okay with sharing the universe.
Yeah. Someone's passing off weird rumors, and that is not what the script is about. No.
I got it.
It
What
is
if they play a clip of Kill Bill and then it just pauses and somebody walks out and the Kill Bill was just a holodeck adventure?
Like the finale of Enterprise. Yeah. Good.
Oh
thinking.
yeah, oh yeah, that's already been done. Sorry. So I told you I like that.
Well, that does bring us to our first community question this week. Would you rather see a fourth film set in the Kelvin timeline with folks like Chris Pine and the rest of the lot? What about Noah Hawley's pandemic pitch? Well, what about this 2021 version of A Piece of the Action by Quentin Tarantino?
It's a lie.
Or perhaps it's time to rethink feature films. Let us know in the comments section for this episode. Or perhaps it's time to rethink feature films. Let us know in the comments section for this episode at PriorityOnePodcast.com, or just reply to our community question post on our social media channels like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Heading back to the small screen, Star Trek's upcoming Nickelodeon offering Star Trek Prodigy has a new creative lead, and it's Ben Hibben. Hibben has been creating CG animation for video games, shorts, and movies since 2005, having most notably directed the animated Tale of Three Brothers in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. Along with his creative lead role, Hibben will direct and serve as co-executive producer on the Hagman Brothers series. Ramsey Naito of Nickelodeon Group said of the edition, quote, "Ben's contributions to the world of animation are immeasurable, and we are so lucky to have his vision and creative genius on Star Trek Prodigy. As an incredible storyteller and a world builder with a distinct vision, As an incredible storyteller and a world builder with a distinct vision, his original approach paired with this beloved property will bring the characters to life in a whole new way," end quote. Hibben also expressed his excitement, saying in a release, quote, "Getting the chance to work on an IP like Star Trek has been an incredible opportunity, particularly when partnered with the talented teams at Nickelodeon, CBS, and Secret Hideout, who have been pushing the boundaries of what animation and serialized storytelling for younger audiences can deliver," end quote. For another look at Ben Hibben's work, we suggest checking out Code Hunters. We'll have a link in our show notes, but as a heads up, viewer discretion advised.
Yo, I think this is going to be the best Star Trek series ever. I don't know. I just have that feeling. The one on Nickelodeon is going to be the one to shame the rest.
It
It
might.
It might. I really, yeah, I like his animation. It's really good.
Well, he's got a pretty narrow needle to thread, I guess. He's got to make it Star Trek. He's got to make it work for kids, and apparently it needs to be serialized too. From that quote, so he's going to have to make a DS9 / Discovery type thing that kids want to watch, and will tune into over the course of weeks, which means that they need the appropriate attention span. So, I wish him good luck. But if he pulls it off, that's a trifecta.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, I can't believe he passed up a great opportunity.
Who?
Jake here.
Oh. Good gracious. Okay, yeah. So Skiffy and Kat, we need to make good radio while Leo finishes here.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
Z
'cause-
is already dissing on Kurtzman because Kurtzman's gonna have his fingers in that pie.
Hopefully not, because it's a kid's show, right? Maybe he'll be like, I don't want to mess with it. Like, it's for kids.
I don't
Maybe I won't
know. I
touch it.
mean, his name's all over everything else.
Well, maybe his name, but I mean, it's like the DS9 thing, right? Like the suits at Paramount and Rick Berman didn't understand it, and they were concentrating on Voyager, so they just let Stephen Bear get away with anything. Like, yeah, whatever. We don't care. Just do whatever you want. You're a troublemaker. Go away and do something. Maybe this show will be that for the Star Trek currently.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Okay.
Kurtzman.
Yeah, that'll work. He's got it.
All right.
He's got it now. He's got his bit.
I need to get the key if we're gonna put. I need the key of New York. That is not it.
I was just pretending to be a harmonica. Sorry.
Nice.
Copyright strike coming in.
Thank you,
I
Skiffy.
know. But yeah.
Okay,
It was under 30 seconds.
that's a weird key. Hold on.
That was it. That was Frank Sinatra. That was a Sinatra version.
That was the original. That's why I only played a few seconds of it.
Yeah, but that's a weird key, man. That's really low. Heart spreading. Heart. That's too high. It's a weird. That's a low key. Hold on.
Yeah, he was a lounge singer. Like that was his style.
No, that's lower than I. That's weird. Hold on.
He starts off low. He starts off low in New York, New York.
All right, fine. I'll do it. All right. Are you playing it? Is that me or you? I can't tell.
That's me.
Okay.
Start
Stop spreading those germs. I'm wearing a mask. It's too low for me. I haven't warmed up.
That was
Don't
great.
wanna be a part of
I
it.
got it. I got it.
She's
I
a
have to fix the-
baritone.
Smudge the key.
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. She's a baritone.
Stop spreading those germs. I'm wearing a mask. Don't want to be a part of it. New York Comic Con. That was still wrong, but
Nice.
Ah,
That was
to the
great.
untrained and unwashed masses, we have no
that
idea. It
OG
sounded
is-
great. It sounded
bro,
great.
Lawrence, that key is not OG baritone. That key is whatever key I just sang in was like the bass, the bass key. Anyway, moving on. If your vagabond shoes were longing to stray through the very heart of the Javits Center this October to celebrate Reed Pop's New York City Comic Con 2020, well, you'll have to find another approach to melt away your little town blues. New York Comic Con is canceled. Well, at least the in-person experience. In a statement released on their website and on social media, Reed Pop said, in part, quote, New York Comic Con doesn't stop just because we can't do what we've done in the past. Instead, we look to the future. We may not be meeting in the Q Hall each morning, but we're excited to join forces with our sister event, MCM Comic-Con in London, to bring you New York Comic-Con's Metaverse, our new online portal dedicated to delivering pop culture experiences right into your homes. New York Comic-Con weekend, October 8th through the 11th. We are partnering with YouTube to bring to life 4 days of incredible content from the biggest studios, publishers, and creators in the business. End quote. It probably comes as no surprise that the in-person event was canceled. It would be more surprising, frankly, if they just pushed it back to, say, December. But it is disappointing. Now, for a full list of guests, be sure to follow our link in the show notes.
Can't say I'm surprised.
Nope.
That it?
Are we surprised that Star Trek Las Vegas hasn't been recanceled yet?
No, but I'll give them till they'll do that in like September.
Yeah, give him to the end of the month.
Besides, the casinos there are open and thriving.
Oh, thriving. Right. Oh, sure.
So, the Javits Center was being used as a hospital up until a few weeks ago, right? So it goes without saying that we are not out of danger. And it just blows my mind that other conventions across other states creation hasn't canceled.
Man, their force majeure clause must suck.
Or because it's Las Vegas, the burden is on
Yeah.
the reserving party, because Las Vegas is like, this is what we do here, folks.
That's right. The
We hold
greed
parties and
clause is excellent.
I'll be honest with you. When I've gone over the last several years, when I have gone to New York Comic Con, I really just go for the specific Star Trek events are there. Because, like, for instance, Jamal in the chat makes a really good point. He says, my feet are happy, my wallet is happier, my need to con is kind of sad, but we'll get over it. And he's got a really good point, is that, I don't know, after New York Comic Con is just so massive with so many people that sometimes it just feels impossible to get from point A to point B. So I might do like one day where I peruse the vendor hall, if that, to see if there's like something that that inspires me to purchase. But beyond that, man, if it's not Vegas or a smaller local convention, I'm just not like thrilled about it. I just don't like to rub up against sweaty people.
You used to, but now you're scared to do so?
No, I never.
No.
I'm kidding.
Even before COVID, this guy would wear a mask on an airplane. All right, that's who we're talking to here.
I was wearing masks before it was a requirement.
So yeah, my wife told me the other day. It's like she said something that was the pandemic is a gift to introverts everywhere, and to some extent that may be the case. I think it's people making good choices though. We like our entertainment, we like our cons, we'd like to be able to go back to them someday. That means we have to give up this year's, which I think that's a wise trade.
Absolutely.
The good of the many outweighs the good of the few. Or the one.
If Star Trek is going to do another thing for New York Comic Con, I'm hoping that they'll get a little more creative in what they present and how they present it. I know we're on lockdown, but I don't know that a script reading is entertaining unless it's a script reading of something that maybe wasn't seen. You know what? That would have been fun, right? If for Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, when instead of a table read of an episode that actually aired, what about a scene that got cut, or a scene that you'll have to watch on the Blu-ray?
Yeah, or they're recreating using their own stuff. That'd be funny.
Or have them read a script from one of the previous series. Like make people be different
cool
characters,
too.
right?
That's
scene now.
cool.
That would be like have the Picard cast do a DS9 episode or something like that. I think that would be entertaining. They should do that.
Yeah,
that's a free one.
Interesting too.
Take that one.
A
Star
fistful
Trek
of data is read by Discovery.
Sure, exactly, absolutely. Someone has to play Cowboy Data. Someone has to play Cowboy Worf, right?
I am not a merry man.
You heard that idea here first, captains. Because I've been desperate to put an event together to raise money for social justice, like Black Lives Matter or NAACP, and you just gave me a good idea there, Tony.
It's all yours, man. Take it. Run with it.
Go ahead, Tony. Sweep us out.
I swear that last one. I think Cat should sweep us out of this one.
Oh, go ahead, Cat.
All right. Well, captains, that's all the news we have to check out this week. Now let's find out what happened in the world of Star Trek gaming.
Everybody hit stop. That's so weird.
What's so weird?
I don't know. My file. The squiggly lines weren't. I don't know. Never mind.
Oh, if there's a problem with squiggly lines, we got problems.
Uh-oh.
Squiggly lines are the cornerstone of our production.
I was just going to say that. Your squiggly lines aren't squiggly enough. Or they're too squiggly.
We cannot have lines that are too squiggly or not squiggly enough.
There's a fine middle ground there.
There's an optimum level of squiggleosity that requires that we need to hit.
All right.
What do you say?
Whoops. What the hell? CD layout. I don't want a CD layout. New audio file for gaming.
Yeah, well, not anymore, because you'd have to mail the CD to everybody, and the post office doesn't work anymore. So
That's going to be a new perk for everybody. A CD version of Priority One albums.
No.
Play them in your car.
No,
Play 'em
it's
on your
not.
Walkman.
No, it is not.
I burned you a mix of our podcast.
Priority One mixtape. That's how you know you care. They make you a Priority One mixtape. That's love. That's what love is.
Walkman not included.
It's a Discman. It's a Discman.
A Discman.
Oh,
right,
excuse
exactly.
me.
That is not what I'll be sending out to our patrons that I talked about last week.
I want a
It will not be.
mixtape.
Priority One mixtape. Although that would be kind of funny. We should all do like a mix CD of music that we all like.
We should
and
do
put it-
playlists.
I
We
could put it
should.
in.
We can curate a playlist.
Kat would lead with the Enterprise theme.
No. She
All right.
It'd have to be
I'm-
Beastie Boys, right? Come on. you
Oh,
guys
yeah,
got
right,
some
yeah.
there.
of course.
Sabotage, there you are.
Join the Priority One Podcast Club. Just 10 podcasts for 99 cents. No CODs.
4 to 6 weeks delivery.
Delivery. It's Columbia Priority One Clearinghouse.
Circle your favorite 10.
Oh my god.
Once you circle an 11th,
Yeah,
the
you
price
like-
triples.
Cut the stickers out. Was it? You put the
Is-
stickers out?
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah,
Is
the
Jason in
stickers.
the chat right now? Is Jason?
I don't know. Panda is.
I see. I don't think Jason's in.
You want an instant Photoshop? Is that what you're after?
No, it's something that
Intel
Al just replied.
Records.
All right, I am ready to do gaming news. You guys ready?
Yes.
Huh?
Okay, I'm gonna hit the big red button in 3, 2, 1. This is Elio Gaming Sync 1.
This is Cat Gaming News Sync 2.
This is Tony, Gaming Sync 3.
This is Skiffy Gaming Sync 4.
Gaming in 3, 2. I'll open it. Star Trek: The Next Generation began the franchise's new era with a damning observation. For all it protests otherwise, humanity is a grievously savage race. Our first contact in Bozeman, Montana might not have happened if the Vulcans spent 5 minutes with an Earth history textbook. But given the chance, would you undo humanity's achievements to annul its sins? And would you want the Romulannisters involved? No, really, would you? You see, Star Trek Timeline's upcoming mega event, the Capital Line... Capital Line?
That seems like a made-up word to me.
Okay. Star Trek Timeline's upcoming mega event, the Capitoline Wolf, opens a strange new chapter in human-Romulan relations. During the Enterprise-themed event, players will see the history of an alternate Earth shaped by ancient Romulan During the Enterprise-themed event, players will see the history of an alternate Earth shaped oh my god.
Oh my
During
god,
the-
you can't say alternate.
I can't say alternate Earth.
Yeah, forget about it.
During the Enterprise-themed event, players will see the history of an alternate Earth shaped by ancient Romulan influence, for good or for ill, and decide if humans should ever change. The event begins on August 13th with the Cultural Property Skirmish event, with more details to follow. And look, we're not saying it was aliens. Disruptor Beam is saying it was aliens. Wait, I can do it. Wait, I'm doing it.
Yeah, the word picture for everyone at home. Yes, he does look like the Ancient Aliens guy. Because
Oh my God.
wait, take your glasses off. Take your glasses off.
Ancient alien
take my glasses off?
theorists
Hold on, hold on.
believe.
That's right. You gotta take the glasses off. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's totally saying it was aliens.
Yes.
Yeah, he absolutely looks. He's saying it was that.
Yes.
that's pretty good. Yeah.
I've got
Oh my
the picture in
God.
picture side by side on the live stream right now.
Wow.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, all that hard work you did getting your hair to lay down earlier, that is now gone.
All the argan oil. All the argan oil.
It is, yeah, forget it, man. This is I have to learn to not touch my head now. That's because once you get it to lay down and stay, you can't touch it.
Really? Mine just kind of springs back.
Yeah, that's right. That's the problem. Do you see how much his hair springing back now? That's what I look like when I get up in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
not going back to whatever I had.
No, it's not. It's not going back. It's going to require some equipment and some chemicals, and yeah, it's going to require some.
I'll buy
some more
product.
product. Should I go next? Unless people have more things they want to talk about on timelines.
Actually, let's switch this up a little bit. Let's see.
We actually,
no, I take that
you know
back.
what? We should merge those two.
Which one?
These two.
Oh yeah.
Because it's
All
the same
so Tony,
thing.
do that, and then Kat
And
do-
then Kat can do the last bit. So I'll put these two together and then count it. Okay. Captain's quick reminder, there are approximately 7 days left to purchase Modifius Entertainment's Star Trek Adventures RPG book bundle and support the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. As of this writing, the bundle has raised over $200,000 from almost 13,000 purchases. And whether you've been playing Modifius Entertainment's Star Trek Adventures from the start, or you've just been enlisted to Starfleet by that humble bundle, you might be excited by some other news this week. At least, you'll be excited if you've got faith. Faith of the heart. That's right, the NX-01 Enterprise and her famous crew have joined Star Trek Adventures with the latest PDF add-on for the game. The new release includes character sheets for everyone from Captain Jonathan Archer to Dr. Phlox, plus Andorian Commander Thylak Shran. It also brings you the statistics for the NX-01 USS Enterprise herself. Actually, it's not the USS Enterprise. I'm going to go ahead and edit that. It also brings you the statistics for the NX-01 Enterprise herself. So if your tabletop bridge crew is ready for the long road to the 22nd century, check out the new character pack.
There's a lot to unpack, right? First of all, Modifius is in the publishing of books business, right? I can't
Yes.
imagine that they are a multi-million-dollar company that earns incredible revenue. So for them to put this bundle together in support of something as important as the NAACP's Legal Defense Fund is just amazing. I mean, good on Modifius. Didn't we just have Modifius on a few weeks ago? I swear we had. I know we had Flux, the folks from Star Trek Flux on, but anyway, I digress. This is phenomenal, and all it took was for them to take their PDF versions and throw them up on this Humble Bundle platform. It didn't cost them very much. Sure, they're losing some money, but like you mentioned last week, Tony, I'm sure they're recuperating that in some kind of a tax break or whatnot. But $200,000, that's just amazing. That's amazing. So captains, please, as Tony explained it last week, even if it's just to peruse these stories and immerse yourself in Star Trek lore and storytelling, it's $15 for all this content. And
Hundreds of pages. Literally hundreds of pages of stuff.
Which also translates to hundreds of dollars if you were to buy these individually, right? All by themselves or in various packages. So for $15, you're getting a huge chunk of the Star Trek Adventures library. Huge chunk.
Virtually all.
And now keep in mind, when you do this, pay attention at the bottom of Humble Bundle. I don't think they're trying to be sneaky. I think they're trying to allocate funds in a way that they're not hemorrhaging money when putting these things together. But there's an option to adjust how much of the money goes to which organization. When I did it, I put the slider way up for the NAACP and lower down for Modifius and for Humble Bundle's production fees, whatever it is. So be mindful of that. Nevertheless, $15 to fight social injustice is a small price.
It's not being sneaky. They really want you to adjust it where you feel comfortable, because Modifius is chipping in their intellectual property. Humble Bundle is chipping in the marketing and the outreach, and then the charity is the one that's supposed to benefit primarily from it. I think the way they have it set up is the charity is kind of the smallest piece. Humble Bundle is pretty big, and Modifius is pretty big. So, but it's there if you choose the custom donation, that you make the contribution that you want to make. And that's why they encourage you to maybe spend more than $15, and then everyone still wins, and you can just decide who the biggest winner is. So yeah, it highly recommend it. I've bought lots of Humble Bundles over the years. I'm sure many of you have, but we'd really like you to chip in on this one.
Yeah. All right, we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Captains, this next gaming news story isn't about any new game or new event in one of our favorite games. Instead, we want to share a different story that came to our attention this week. It's a story that we hope will be helpful to some of you and maybe even really important to others. As reported recently by Ars Technica and shared with us by Sue from Women at Warp, a new type of text-based hotline has launched for gamers. It's called the Games and Online Harassment Hotline, and their mission is to offer free emotional support and help resources to gamers and game developers struggling with the unique issues common to the industry. Initially conceived by Feminist Frequency's Anita Sarkeesian, the hotline is solely purposed to offering a listening ear and support to anyone in gaming who might need it. As Sarkeesian puts it, quote, "It's for people who make and play games, streamer, competitor, press, fan, my mom who plays Candy Crush. There's no gatekeeping here, no tests to get into our boundaries. If you're part of our space, we're here for you. Burnout by crunch, isolated, lonely, or depressed, facing online harassment, abuse, afraid that you've caused harm and want a place to talk that out? Worried for your friends or colleagues? We're a space you can come to and talk some of that through," end quote. If you need to talk with someone about struggles you're experiencing in the gaming sphere, you can start by texting support to 23368 anywhere in the USA. Between 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. Pacific weekdays, they'll reply to your text. After a few automated questions, you'll get connected to a trained agent who will listen and offer help and resources if they can.
Give me that last. You'll get connected.
You'll get connected to a trained agent who will listen and offer help. Oh, okay, never mind. You'll get connected to a trained agent who will listen and offer helpful resources if they can.
You know,
Oh.
back in my day, we just had to deal with it. If you were harassed online, if you got attacked, God forbid, anything. And now we have tools at our disposal to help mitigate the realities that come with the gaming community. And the reality is that a lot of it is a wild west of unmoderated hate.
Yep.
Whatever it is you're going through, if you're going through something, it doesn't have to be alone.
That is true.
That is
That
true.
is absolutely true.
Also, don't be a dick.
Well, the creed.
Here, here. Well, Captain, that's all the news we have to cover this week in Star Trek Gaming. Now, let's find out what's on screen. Oh, you know what, Tony? Yeah. Deliver that sweep out, please, Tony.
Sure. That's all we have to cover this week in Star Trek gaming. And wait.
It's not there. I had to ad lib it.
Oh, okay. I'll add a little bit. All right. That's all we have to cover this week in Star Trek gaming. And now let's look to on screen for our first attempt
Now
at
let's see
reviewing.
what's on screen. That's it.
What's
That's
that?
all you have to say. Now let's see what's on screen.
All right. That's all we have to cover this week in Star Trek gaming. Now let's see what's on screen as we review the first episode of Lower Decks.
Everybody hit stop.
Artfully worded.
Artful. So artful.
Nice.
Artful detail.
All right, everybody, go grab your popcorn. Tío Elio's about to rip into a...
Bring your
shit.
your popcorn with a bucket of salt, because you're gonna need it.
Tío Elio, why so angry?
Este muñeco, estos cartoons, mierda esto, coño, que no saben cómo hacer nada de lo que es un show.
Un show.
What is on screen? 5? Audio.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask that.
On screen is 5, yeah. Underscore on screen.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It has been a while. It's been a long
Oh my
while
God, no!
since we
Ah!
talked about...
You gotta do it like Rod Stewart.
All right,
It's not
if it
cool
was
unless you sound like Rod Stewart.
Yeah, if it was Rod Stewart, that might be better.
Sound like an old British man.
I don't know though.
What's that other song that he does?
Who, Rod Stewart?
Rod Stewart has a lot of songs.
No, I know, but the one that was like big for a while.
Forever Young.
Yeah, forever
Oh my
young.
God, that's the worst
Forever
one.
young.
Maggie, you couldn't even go to like.
Ever Young.
Forever young.
All right.
All right.
That's a creepy song title now. Thinking about it.
What?
Just saying.
It's a lovely song if you listen to the lyrics. There's nothing creepy about it.
I've never heard the lyrics, so I could very well be singing.
No, it's a if you listen to the lyrics, it's a lovely song.
Oh my God! Stop torturing us.
All right.
You're lucky we're streaming, because that's all I can play.
Well,
I'm gonna hit the big red button for on screen in 3, 2, 1. This is Elio on screen, sync 1.
This is Cat on screen, sync 2.
This is Tony on screen, sync 3.
This is Skiffy on screen, sync 4.
On screen in 3, 2. Computer. Set Star Trek Lower Decks Episode 1. Computer. Set Star Trek Lower Decks Season 1, Episode 1, Second Contact. On screen. Oh, Skiffy didn't show up with the computer sounds.
I
Oh,
was playing
shit.
them in my head.
I'm
To
playing
us?
the visuals from the trailer for the stream.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, wow, okay.
Oh, yeah, the intro is real cool. To us, it's a new ship, a new crew, a new mission. But many things are oddly familiar aboard this Federation starship Cerritos. We're introduced to the ship via Ensign Devon Attendee and Orion, who is about to experience an interesting orientation. Helping to guide her are Ensigns Brad Boimler and Beckett Mariner. However, it's not long before calamity ensues aboard the Cerritos and down below on the planet Galardorni. I knew I was going to screw that up. However, it's not long before calamity ensues aboard the Cerritos and down below on the planet Galardornian. Boimler gets gummed by a vegetarian spider. Tendi has to pump a heart with her hand because a zombie plague has taken over the ship, and Rick Ensign Mariner, is the only one with the wit to get shit done. Buckle up, captains. Things are about to get swifty in here. Well, at least they'll try.
Oh,
Pickle Rick, y'all!
Righty then. So, captains, we had the premiere of our second animated stint into the Star Trek multiverse.
Wait a minute. This is the third.
That's a good point. This is the third. I did forget about the short treks. Good call there, Skiffy. Good call there. So, I mean, overall, this was very much an introductory episode, right? This was setting up the characters, setting up the people who we think we're going to follow throughout the course of this 10-episode journey. I don't know about you guys, but this is very workplace sitcom-y.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
No, that's
thought
what it
that's
is.
what it was supposed to be. Like they were the grunt.
Yeah, they're the
workers.
holodeck cleaners.
Yeah. Hot banana.
Hot banana. Banana hot. Banana hot.
That part
Banana
was
hot.
hilarious. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I think you could. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was
Jesus
just saying.
Christ, the two of you started it in the exact same way. I think you like it was both. So
Skippy and I have talked about this already, so we, but you go ahead. You go ahead.
All I was going to say is I think that there is a clear indication that the people that are writing this are absolute fans of Trek throughout the generations of Trek. There were enough hints and clues and just even the overall premise of this, the lower decks and the people that have to fix the replicator that's constantly replicating hot bananas. Like that shows a level of passion towards Trek and a level of attention to detail that I don't think we've seen in modern Trek until now.
So is that going to be enough for you to get you through the season? Like to have these small little homages and these
22 minutes at a time.
Satirical meta jokes about Star Trek. Is that what's going to get you through?
I think it's a great start.
The journey you want to experience?
I think they got a great start.
I'm happy to go on this trip 22 minutes at a time. It's like Skiffy said, 100%. These guys know their Trek backwards and forwards. Even the Romulan whiskey thing, that was clearly a troll. It was blue, just like it's supposed to be, and the ensigns are like, it's Romulan whiskey. No, it's not Romulan ale, but they think it's Romulan whiskey because they're ensigns. They don't know any better. So I
don't get that. Can you explain that to me a little better? Is that like is that a joke from an old...
Yeah, it's not Romulan ale. It's supposed to be Romulan ale. It's blue. It's in a bottle. They're not supposed to have it on a starbase. It's Romulan ale, but they both call it Romulan whiskey.
But
it's
is
because
that because
they're
it was
ensigns.
called whiskey in another episode of Star Trek? And
No, it's never been called Romulan
That's
whiskey.
original.
Yeah. This is them riffing on it because these guys are ensigns. They don't know any better. All the set pieces are perfect, and I even like this is TNG season 8. The writer is the same guy. Every B plot has been promoted to the A plot, and the A plots have been demoted to the B plots. The rage virus on the ship is the B plot in this story.
I know, it was
every other Star Trek
brilliant.
episode, it would be the A plot.
The way they covered that was absolutely brilliant. It's just going on in the background.
Yeah.
I loved it. They were on their date, which was an amazing date, and they're just behind the table.
Right. See, so I can't
believe my access codes didn't work during a red alert.
All of these things, they work just fine, but it's not like as long as you approach it. I looked at this like the 2009 JJ Trek movie. It's a popcorn summer action movie. Things are going to blow up. People are going to drive fast vehicles and fall off of things. Okay, that was Star Trek 2009 was really good at that. This will be a perfectly adequate 22-minute long office comedy in the Star Trek world with all those trappings. That's what it's for. Enjoy it for that.
I still don't think it was perfect. I'm not 100% sold on it. I'm about 80% sold on it. I loved it. I think it's exactly what it needs to be. It's exactly what I was expecting. I'd say the only real issue I have with it is I can feel that sense of them wanting to push the limits of what they can get away with. And I don't particularly like that anymore. I used to when I was younger, but I think I kind of outgrew it. Family Guy used to do that. South Park's always done that. They're kind of on the cusp of that. Like, there was a swear word that was left in, and there was another one that was bleeped, and I can't figure out why. But I mean, even just the monster sucking the clothes off of, I don't know their names yet. I'm sorry. Boimler. Yeah. I mean, okay. I kind of get what they were going for. That didn't resonate with me, but
yeah, why did create dummies and take their clothes off and sit there in their underwear. That didn't seem necessary, but
Because it's ridiculous, and in an office comedy, people sitting in trees in their underpants would be ridiculous, and so that's why they did that. I mean, they needed it to be ridiculous. And Brian over on the other show, Kin Shadow, we talked about this. He said that what bothered him was, like Skiffy was saying, they're trying to find the line, but they're under clear instructions not to cross it. So they tippy-toe right up to it, and they bounce back. Like, whoa, that was a line. Did you see what we almost did there? Did you see that? Huh? We almost did it. We almost crossed it. Every other show, Rick and Morty, Family Guy, Simpsons, they'd walk over it. They'd just go ahead and just walk over that line. Then they'd come back, but there's a line. You see that line? Yeah, here it goes. Clomp, and they'd step over it.
I do need
They're not
to
going to do that on this show.
I do need to say the one instance of swearing they left in was still used more fluidically than it was in Picard.
Well, yeah.
But that wouldn't take much.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's a low bar, Skippy. That's a low bar.
Yeah.
All right, grab that
Come
salt.
on,
Here we
Elio,
go.
Don't just sigh. This is an audio show. You have to make words with your face hole. Come on.
I know. I'm trying because I don't want to go on.
Just say it.
I don't want to go on a rant. I don't
Do
wanna...
it. Do it. Do
Yeah,
it.
do
Do
it
it.
anyway.
I'm looking at the
Mine's
clock. I'm looking at the clock. So
All right, come on.
you've mentioned several other animated series that are ingrained in pop culture history.
Sure.
Look, I am fully aware that the concept of originality is hard to accomplish nowadays. But I think that when I'm preparing these reviews, right? I am doing my darndest not to be just like, well, this sucks, right? That's not constructive criticism. I've gone on that tangent before. I'm doing my best to really hone in on what I think lacked and what I think the show could do better. In this case, if this 10 episode arc is going to be nothing but little jokes to Star Trek. Oh, I didn't see the puppet.
I'd like to think. No, we're not laughing at you. We're laughing at
You've been
Cat's dog.
upstaged. Sorry.
I'm laughing at the phrase "cat's dog." I'm enjoying that as well. Yeah. So.
I think he has to go outside.
He might indeed have. Yeah. He really wants your attention.
He does that.
Cat's dog.
If you need to take him outside,
Yeah.
please do.
Continue. I can hear your rant. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. If this 10 episode journey is going to be nothing but meta humor about the Star Trek franchise, like for instance, the joke about the Batleth, or the sound effects and the color schemes and the music and the other scoring. If this is going to be nothing but that, I'm going to have a really hard time enjoying this series.
Oh no.
This has it.
It's
trying
gonna be.
really hard
It's
not
gonna
to
be
say
a
it.
work.
I'm trying really hard not to say it, but this is Rick and Morty without Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
And it's and what makes shows like Rick and Morty great, what makes shows like Family Guy, Simpsons great, is that there's no question that there is some shock value humor in those shows. But more often than not, they do an excellent job at being either existential or just really satirical, or doing that shining the mirror in your face kind of humor. Star Trek has, over the course of 60 years, done its best to be another, reflection on humanity. If this show is going to be nothing but shock humor with nothing deep about it, I'm not going to enjoy it. I'd rather watch something else, right? I'm trying to look at this show not just as a Star Trek fan, but as a viewer, right? Would I watch this show on my own if it didn't have Star Trek on it? And
No.
I can't say I would.
Nope.
I don't think I would. This pilot would not grab me, just like Solar Opposites, which I really wanted to like. Right? I really wanted to like that because I like Rick and Morty so much. I couldn't get past it. I could barely get through the pilot.
Yeah.
So I think that what we should all hope to see in this series is, not just Star Trek making fun of itself. That'd be great. Like that preview with the Bajoran, like going, "Come on, I want to blow it up." That's what Worf thought on the bridge. Every time Picard said, "No, shields, no red alert," like that's exactly the kind of humor that is heartwarming because we've lived it over 50 years, right? We've made fun of Star Trek in our own tribe in that way.
Yep.
And that's going to be great. But if the shock value humor is not going to do anything to inform or inspire or make you think the way that Rick and Morty does, for example, then what is the show? What is the show?
It's that. It's Star Trek making fun of Star Trek. It's all the B plots, all the little kids are like, why does the Star Trek world work the way that it does? That's it. And then the other part that it's going to come with is a lighthearted office comedy about when your mom is the regional manager and your dad is the president of the company. Because that'll be just hilarious.
Robert Hertz says that Solar Opposites is Rick and Morty without Rick and Morty, and it's not fair to peg this in the same way. I don't see how it's not fair to peg it in the same way. It's by the same writer. And Mariner, for instance, many of Mariner's outtakes in this episode were, I swear I was watching Rick, right? One of the key things that I remember distinctively that I can recall off the top of my head is at the very end. She goes on this incredibly
Rick-esque
Rick-esque monologue about the adventures they're about to go on and about the history of Star Trek. And bro, that's the same. That's exactly how season 1 ended.
And she's even drinking, right? She's even slightly tipsy. All she needs to do is burp a few times and have some drool coming out of the corner of her mouth, and she's Rick.
Right. And so, I really wanted to enjoy this workplace comedy, right? That happened to be about Trek, but also inspired me in some way, right? Like really, like the deepest thing from this episode was when Mariner says about being in a dark place that knows stuff. When she's talking about being in the cave, and she's like, "Yeah, I've been in a dark place that knows things." Like that was deep. Like that was
a flash of brilliance. Sure.
Right. That had that flash of brilliance there. And I hope to see more of that as the season goes on.
Temper your expectations. Workplace comedy. Yeah, thank you, Skippy. Skippy's holding up the iodized salt. That's very nice. Yeah, but temper your expectations a little bit. The show is meant to be the bridge between the end of the Picard season and the beginning of the Discovery season so that people will keep their all-access subscription. That's what it's here for.
I know. Yeah, but
that's what it's here for.
You see, that bothers me though. That bothers me even more. That bothers me even more. That again, it goes back to CBS being reactionary. CBS, Viacom,
this is their MCU strategy.
But is it working? Right? Are we getting quality content, or are we just as Star Trek fans willing to be like, I love it all and I'm going to consume it all, and God forbid anybody has a dissenting opinion on it?
Yeah.
I think that we should ask for more. We should ask for better. I think it's okay to do so without saying blanketly, oh, this is garbage. No, it goes a little bit more. There has to be a dialogue. There has to be an exchange. But
does there have to be?
I mean, there should be, right? We have to cover the show because we do a weekly podcast about it. But like I said when I started it, I don't know that if it wasn't for this show, I don't know that I would be investing the time to watch something like Lower Decks when I could get more out of something like Rick and Morty, or even Simpsons after 80 years.
Simpsons did it. This resonated with me the same way that Robot Chicken Star Wars resonated to me as a Star Wars fan.
Sure.
Yeah,
It-
and that's nice in a short stint, like a one episode thing.
22 minutes.
It's 22 minutes.
Yeah, but we're gonna have a whole season of this, is what I'm saying.
Only 9 more episodes to go. You can handle
There's
it.
like 18
It'll be okay.
seasons of Robot Chicken. They're not all Star Wars, but
Elio, this show is a bag of jelly beans. Colorful, saccharine sweet, and absolutely no good for you. But sometimes you just need a bag of jelly beans. Sometimes you just pop a few in at a time.
Yeah, but that's
It'd be
I
okay.
get my jelly beans. I get my beans.
oh, this
My
this took a
being
turn.
satisfied
This
from-
took a turn. Abort!
Eject!
You're
eject!
right.
Eject!
You're right. This is very much a nice bag of jelly beans
It's a
that
bag of jelly
you just
beans.
don't with
Good-
no
good
label
save.
on it. You just don't know what you're
Yeah,
gonna get.
right. Yeah, let's
And-
not worry about the ingredients or what country they
Yeah,
were made
let's-
in, or what exactly they're using for sweetener. Come on.
I don't know, but
Too many questions.
What you know what really confuses me is that I'm Allie and I are currently going through a Fringe rewatch,
All right.
and that is the same team pretty much, right? The same team that is heading the live action Star Trek. Alex Kurtzman, right now it's Alex Kurtzman and Akiva Goldsman, right? Those are the two. But in Fringe, it was Alex Kurtzman, J.J. Abrams, Roberto Orsi, and Akiva Goldsman. It was the four of them. And man, there is some great stuff in Fringe, some things that really get you thinking, right? And those guys were Star Trek nerds back then because, you had Leonard Nimoy playing a role in it. You had so many Star Trek references in Fringe. That was a show that really made you think. And in 3 seasons of Discovery, 1 season of Picard, and now Lower Decks, I haven't watched Star Trek and gone,
Well, this is what happens when your B plots become your A plots, and your A plots become your B plots.
can't wait to rip into this in After Hours. I'm gonna rip into this episode so badly in After Hours.
I'm gonna kind of enjoy being the cheerleader here.
Yeah, this
well,
is-
I mean,
this
Skippy's
is
probably
weird.
more of a cheerleader than I am, even. But I'm gonna enjoy these role reversals.
yeah, this is weird. This is like it's like we stepped through the Twilight Zone.
I really liked it. I had issues with some things, but it's this first episode.
I don't like the fact that the captain's her mom and the admiral's her dad.
I hated that.
I
Oh,
don't like
man.
that at all. That's just no. That's just no.
I don't like that there's no juxtaposition, right? Everybody in that ship is an employee at Best Buy. Where I
Yeah.
think that
No, it's true.
I think that it might have been a little more effective if the senior staff was in fact the senior staff. Because right now, this is the Cerritos might as well be the Orville.
Cerritos.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to give it like a really smart name. Like I'm really trying to up it.
That's not what it's there for. It is the worst ship in the fleet. That's the idea.
Oh, and it really is hideous.
It's an ugly, ugly ship.
And
Al, if you're listening, just slow walk that one.
gloss over this
Slow
one,
walk
yeah.
that one into the game.
did
know,
the
it's
lower
that-
decks always sleep in hallways like that?
No.
Is that a thing?
No, that wasn't a thing.
Oh, okay.
Even
I
in
remember that.
if you in Star Trek 6, they were in racks, but they were in a room like a berth, right? The sleeping in the hallway thing. Okay.
It's weird. It's like
That's
a garage.
OSHA would have some things about that, and that's
Yeah.
21st century Earth. I mean, we're not talking even Federation safety people. Those guys, they should know better. We're at 21 minutes here. I mean, I think we've
I'm
got
good.
enough.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
good.
All right. Yeah. That's where you.
Well, that wraps up.
Oh, go ahead.
No.
Please, Kat.
That wraps up this week's On Screen for Star Trek Lower Decks. Now let's open hailing frequencies and see what's incoming.
All right, everybody hit stop. So many notes. Look, I take notes, guys. I don't just criticize because I hate things. I take
know you take
copious
notes.
Well,
You know
so
you take notes.
because you're critical of the show, this means you're not a Star Trek fan, right?
I guess I'm just not a Star Trek. I hate all Star Trek. I hate it. I hate it all. There's nothing original in this pilot. Nothing original, man.
It did for me. It did what the pilot's supposed to do. I'm interested to see what happens next. I may get bored of it later on, just like after the 85th jelly bean. I've had enough jelly beans. Sometimes it takes 85. Sometimes it only takes 12. But
I don't know, Ken. You might be right, man. I think I'm starting to lean to being. I might start a Star Wars podcast instead, man.
Oh no!
I might be turning to the dark side.
I have to get a new sweatshirt then. Come on.
Yeah, I hear they're talking about a sequel to Solo.
Oh yeah.
Why would anyone talk about that?
I don't know. It's rumors are swirling.
What I heard was that they're going to do a Lando Calrissian series as a sequel to Solo. That's what I heard.
Oh, yeah,
that's
that would
what I
work.
read. I would sign up for that. That sounds like
Is
fun.
Donald Glover gonna play him? Because
I don't know how
I
he
don't know why they
couldn't,
would get
yeah.
anyone else to. They're
Yeah.
Disney. They have all the money they want. Why wouldn't they get Donald Glover to play that guy?
Well, Disney's not doing so hot this year, but they'll bounce back.
They have.
Yo,
yeah.
tell me that the vegetarian spider and him throwing him up in the air and then sucking him back in. Yo, that was straight out of the Calaxian Crystal episode of Rick and Morty. Yeah, man, this is awesome, man. And they're all getting thrown into all the different monsters on that weird planet.
Hey,
I'm not going to argue.
Cat
Hey,
knows
Elio.
what I'm talking about, right?
yeah.
Hey, Elio.
What?
We've got an after hours to save that for.
Look,
Oh,
we
save
have
it
a
for the
live
show.
audience
Hashtag
right now.
save it for the show.
In the live audience. Just keeping it.
Hashtag save it for the show.
That's right.
I've got an
That's
Audacity
it. That's
session
just what
ready
it
to
is. That's it. That's all. I just hate Star
Robert Hurt, I long
I
ago
know.
realized Elio hated Star Trek.
Trek. I do. And hit the big red button for feedback in 3, 2, 1. This is Elio. Feedback sync 1.
This is Cat. Feedback sync 2.
This is Tony. Feedback sync 3.
This is Skiffy Feedback Sync 4.
Feedback in 3, 2. Well, captains, hailing frequencies are now open, and we're ready to receive all of your incoming messages.
Last week, our first community question was, how did you watch the Lower Decks premiere? Over Zoom with friends? With a giant bowl of popcorn by yourself?
Haha, Robert. The day you're not joining us for after hours. Ha ha ha. You can't fight me. Ha ha.
Oh, yeah. No, so yeah, he's wasting... Oh, save your powder, Rob. Save your powder.
You should have saved it, Robert.
That is a direct challenge to Dr. Hurt. He's going to show up just to...
Go look
He's like,
look at your meteor.
Meteors and astronomy or argue with Elio?
Dr. Hurt, all I'm going to say is the Perseids happen every year. This is
That's
a once
right.
in a
This
lifetime.
is an annual thing. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Well, no, actually, you could probably just
Once
argue
per
with Elio
episode.
next week.
Yeah.
It's a week. Never mind.
And now that CBS All Access is filling out their schedule, it'll be every week.
Yeah, every week. Yeah.
This is our new normal.
On Twitter, Multiverse Tom writes, I watched it via Amazon Prime. I thought it was a funny show, very enjoyable, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the season.
From Facebook, friend of the show Jamal Taylor responded that he watched Lower Decks via the CBS All Access app on his Android tablet, cast to Chromecast, because CBS All Access website kept switching shows and not actually playing the episode, which is most annoying at 3 a.m. Wow.
Can they do anything right at CBS All Access?
I don't know. It's
No.
a terrible
No, they cannot.
interface.
Okay.
Oh. Which is why they don't send us things, because we call them out on it. Our second community question was, who would you like to see appear in animated form on Lower Decks?
From Facebook, Jamal also said, I would like to see Reg Barkley, Shelby, who should be a captain at this point, Dr. Solar, as well as Grand Nagus Rom and Lita. Would be fun to see Harry Kim, still an ensign,
Yes.
and Dr. Pulaski. Be a hoot to see her and the Cerritos doctor grousing about, well, everything over drinks. I feel like they'd be best buds or old classmates.
Harry Kim is still an ensign. Absolutely. That would be hilarious.
We have several people crying out for Q.
Well, yeah, we covered that though. He'll be Discord from My Little Pony, and he'll pop in, and Rick and Morty are going to be chasing him. That's what's going to happen.
Unfortunately, with no international distribution yet available for Lower
Elio, it's
Decks,
your turn.
my God. What? What happened?
His headphones died. He's replacing them.
Oh. Unfortunately, with no international distribution yet available for Lower Decks, because again, CBS All Access, many of our listeners, like AJ Biega, were not able to watch the premiere at all, which is a travesty in today's economic world, global Internet of Things. How is that happening? How?
I'd just like to say for the record, when we said, can CBS All Access do anything right, Advisory Panda in chat says, they can charge $6.99 a month like clockwork, though.
Sorry about that. Headphones went out.
That's true. That's true.
It's true. They're good at charging.
They got their payment system down, Pat.
Sorry about that. Headphones died, but I'm back.
Okay.
Welcome
Is
back.
it my turn?
The next.
Okay.
And
And finally, from the social media dungeon where Elio keeps him, Anthony was able to send us his thoughts, etched into the femur of our last community manager.
Of course he would.
Right. Loved the premiere. The characters felt relatable while the situations were hilariously absurd. Mariner seems a little over the top, but I think she needs to be, for now,
He can't even write it clearly.
I think she needs to be, for now, her character.
So her
Okay.
character.
Needs to be her character for now. Okay. Mariner seems to be a little over the top, but I think she needs, for now, to be her own character to be able to grow. I can't wait to see more adventures from the Cerritos crew. I hope we get to see some of the lesser used, but often talked about characters from the TNG era, like Audra the Con Woman, Captain Jellicoe, Dr. Zimmerman, Morn, or Grilka.
Audra, the condiment.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah.
Look, guys, is that the one who becomes the like she shapeshifts?
She's the devil. Yeah.
Controlling the pan. Yeah, I remember. That's a good one. Look, I so desperately want to go on these adventures, so desperately, but personally, and this goes not just in what I watch, but also in what I do in theater. I will not do something just for shock value. I just won't. I won't. If it doesn't inform the script, if it doesn't inform the story, I won't do it. I just won't. And I have in fact in the past turned down roles or turned down a scene or so told the director, look, I'm not comfortable doing that. And nor the director could explain to me how it informs it, and therefore I'm saying, look, I'm not interested. I don't want to do it. That crosses a line for me. I'm sorry. And I've left shows for that reason. I'm not, I'm prepared for absurdity in Star Trek in an animated series, but inject some intelligence in it. Make me go, damn, that was surprisingly good.
Banana hot.
Does it sound like somebody's walking around upstairs?
It's
Oh,
It might actually.
It's my
thinking
it's my
It might-
18-year-old son.
No,
Could
it
be me
actually
too.
might be my neighbors upstairs.
Oh, Jesus.
Could be my 18-year-old
May-
son too.
maybe they're-
He's heavier than me.
Are they sticking a broom on the floor because they're sick of hearing you rant about
they
Star
walk
Trek?
Around, they walk around as if they'll, So I don't mind getting loud at 10:30 at night. Anyway, I'm gonna hit everybody.
I'll tell my son to stop walking so hard.
No, I don't think it's your kid. I think it's mine. and the
Just thought it
microphone's
was.
picking it
I
up.
didn't know what it was.
I can see on my
the guy
recording.
upstairs.
I can see my recording little blue swirls go boop boop boop
Oh, you
boop.
can't.
boop. It's like
Because I heard it on mine, and I thought it was because now I can monitor my microphone, and so I thought it was.
it might be. I mean, coincidentally, it might be both of us at the same time, but
That's true.
I can definitely see it on my recording.
Oh, I just thought someone was in my house. I'm like, what the crap?
It's coming from inside the house.
Cat,
dogs walking
just
around?
remove your headphones. It'll go away.
Another good Rick and Morty episode.
I'm surprised you like Rick and Morty with as much as you dislike Lower Decks.
If Rick and Morty was nothing but him burping and like random stupid adventures, I wouldn't like the show. But Rick and Morty does a awesome job at presenting some deep themes and deep philosophical questions.
But did they do
About-
that on their pilot?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Because
Yeah.
I'll go with Ellie on this one, because like when I watched the pilot of Rick and Morty, I was like, okay, this will be kind of fun. And then you heard Rick go on kind of a little rant there at the beginning about why he wanted Morty to come with him. Like, oh, okay, yeah, there's something else here. It took a little while for that to get fully fleshed out a little bit, but there's something else going on here.
Like Dr. Hertz, best line in Lower Decks. Did I eat flesh? And Tindy's like, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Also, just don't get me wrong. Rick and Morty has episodes that are just like, you know.
Every TV show does.
Every TV show has that.
Except
hoping-
Battlestar Galactica.
I'm
True.
hoping-
Very,
yeah, it's
they
true,
no,
man.
they have some, but very
Battlestar
very
does
few,
have-
very
Yeah,
few.
like that Black Market episode. That wasn't
Yes,
my favorite.
that one you didn't need that one. You didn't need Dogtown with the doctor that wanted to kill Sagittarians. You didn't need that one either.
Yeah,
There were like but they're so few and far between. You have to go, yeah, oh yeah, I remember, yeah, because you don't, so few and far between,
True.
so few.
All right, ready for closing?
Mm-hmm.
Robert telling me about ending on time. First of all, Robert, we don't
First
have
of
an
all,
end
he's
time.
skipping out. He's skipping out. He could.
You're
he
the
could-
one. You're the one leaving for a meteor shower.
Take it.
Telling
It's
me
working
about ending on
overtime.
time.
Doing astronomy at night. What the hell's the deal with that? Astronomy
Yeah,
at
I'm
night.
pretty sure the
Whoever
meteor
is
shower
sleeping.
lasts longer than the 30 minutes it would take to do after hours. Just saying.
No, it'll take
Yeah,
45
doesn't
minutes for him to
it
get
happen,
through
like, all
beating
night?
Elio.
Yeah, this is gonna be
All
a
right,
long one.
closing.
He's gonna work him over for a little while.
Closing. I'm gonna hit the big red button in 3, 2, 1. This is Elio closing sync 1.
This is Kat closing sync 2.
This is Tony closing sync 3.
This is Skiffy closing sync 4.
Closing in 3, 2. Well, that wraps up episode 473 of Priority One, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast. But there are more great shows available to you on the Roddenberry Podcast Network. Oh, where's that tweet?
It's on Twitter.
That was hilarious.
It's coming from inside the house. Should we make it radio while you find
No,
the
yeah,
tweet?
no, I almost got it.
He almost got it. He's almost there. Okay. And
For instance, like Ryan 2000 on Twitter said, for your hors d'oeuvres, catch Daily Trek News. For your soup and salad, Larry Nemechek's Trek Files. For your entree, Mission Log Podcast. For some spicy indulgence, Women at Warp. For dessert, Priority One. And as an after-dinner drink, catch The Shabam Show.
Wait a minute. As a dessert, which means we have no substance whatsoever?
Are you kidding? People save
How
room
dare
for
you.
us.
How dare you, Skiffy?
Plus, you get the coffee with it and stuff.
Some desserts have plenty of substance, like pie.
Oh, we're pie. We are
Exactly.
so totally pie.
I do not want to be pie. If we're gonna be pie,
Just
then
wanna
I
be
want
pie.
ice cream on the pie.
Oh, hell yeah, you get ice cream on the pie.
a la
And whipped
mode.
cream.
I mean,
Alright.
it's dessert,
Yeah,
fine.
right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow, I'm hungry.
I would like
I-
some pie, please.
Why did we do this?
So captains just visit
You
podcast.
DoorDash pie? I'm going to look that up.
Probably.
Oh my God.
So captains just visit podcasts.roddenberry.com for the complete menu of the Roddenberry Podcast Buffet. Then be sure to subscribe to them all and add them to your what other food comic? What other food joke can I make? And add them to your daily nutritional value of podcasts.
But we can't forget to send a special thanks to some of our Patreon supporters like David K. Rutley and Peter Archibald.
Is that a sugar cookie, you asshole?
It is a sugar cookie.
Lemon, actually.
Yum.
Oh,
I
yum.
like lemon.
I'd
No, I
like
don't
a
like
cookie,
lemon.
please.
I don't like them. And here's a reminder of our community questions for this week. Would you rather... Went through puberty. Would you rather see a fourth... Okay.
That's
Would
right.
you...
Wow.
I mean, everybody heard it. It's all
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, we did. And then we heard how you described it. And then I got a word picture in my head from your words. And that
When I
was
went
not
through
good.
puberty. Here's a reminder of our community questions for this week. Would you rather see a fourth Kelvin film, Noah Hawley's pandemic pitch, or a 2021 version of A Piece of the Action? Maybe it's time to retire feature films in the Star Trek multiverse altogether. What do you think?
Or maybe it's all a lie and it's yesterday's Enterprise on A Piece of the Action. Captains, it's important to us that you get your voice heard and that you participate in the conversation. Leave us a comment on our website at PriorityOnePodcast.com, on our Facebook page at Facebook.com/PriorityOnePodcast, or find us on Twitter and Instagram at PriorityOnePod.
And if you're still craving more, be sure to spend time with Winters, Anthony, me, plus the rest of the Priority One Armada. Saturday nights, the Armada broadcasts live to review the latest news from Star Trek Online and the Armada community, including spotlighting some of our amazing members. Follow us on all our social media accounts for broadcast times, and if you'd like to join the Armada, visit PriorityOneArmada.com.
This episode of Priority One Podcast would not be possible without the support of our patrons through Patreon.com. Our patrons are listeners like you who find value in our show and choose to offer their financial contributions each and every month to make sure that we can continue to produce the quality content you've come to expect from week to week. And during these very difficult times, I have to say we are humbled by the support of our patrons. So thank you. And if a financial contribution is not possible, then please share the show with your friends.
Don't forget to tune into Priority One Productions' Guard Frequency podcast at guardfrequency.com. Each episode, the Guard will take you inside the universe of your favorite space sims, including a tabletop adventure played out by your hosts. And Heroes Rise brings you up to date with the world of Dungeons & Dragons. Learn all about the latest publications, tools, tips, tricks, and traps in less time than it takes to skin a wyvern. Head over to heroesrisepodcast.com to discover their secrets.
Thanks to our audio editors, including Gray, Brandon, William, Rand, Daniel, Roscoe, and Skiffy. Also, Skiffy, thank you very much for taking the stream this week. I hope it wasn't as terrifying as you thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I quit. This is my last episode. It's been nice knowing y'all.
Thanks to our producer, Jake Morgan, and associate producer, Shane Holver.
Wow.
Holver.
You just kind of hacked that one up from the back of your throat, didn't you?
It's pronounced Wotherspleen.
I don't get the joke. Thanks to our producer, Jake Morgan, and associate producer, Shane Hoover, with support from Thomas of the Priority One Armada. Together, they help us organize and write up our weekly summary of the headlines from the Star Trek multiverse. Thanks to our social media manager, Anthony Cox, whose opinions don't matter to us. Thanks to our Thanks to our social media manager, Anthony Cox. Thanks to our graphic artist, Henry Pomper, with support from Jason Smith of the Priority One Armada. Thanks to the composer of our theme music, Chris Watts. But most importantly, a big thanks to you, the Star Trek community, our listeners. Because without your ongoing support, none of this would be possible. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. La 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 la.
He's half an octave too high.
New York, New York. Those
Little Town Blues.
ensign shoes are leaving today. All right, everybody, stop. You know, our audio editors should have plenty for bloopers this week. All right, captains, that's it for this episode of Priority One, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast, the dessert of the veritable smorgasbord of a buffet of podcasts that you can enjoy over at the Roddenberry podcast.
Wait, we're the dessert buffet? Oh, wow.
we're the
No, you
dessert
just
buffet.
skip the rest of the thing. You just go to that. Yeah.
Seriously,
I gotta
when
tell
they
you-
put the dessert out when you're at the lunch buffet.
I'm sorry, are we a
It's over.
pre-2020 buffet or post-2020 buffet?
Oh, we're definitely
No.
pre
We are
2020.
pre-2020.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I don't think buffets are ever coming back, which is terrible because there was this Mediterranean buffet down the street that was so good.
There's an Indian buffet I like to go to.
Oh man.
All right, captains, we hope that we've made you sufficiently hungry, and go have your late night snacks. And we will see you again next week, where I will also rip into episode 2. Everybody else calls me a.
I'm gonna
like
mail
it.
you a
You
bag of
might
jelly
like
beans.
it.
Yeah. What
Do
if
you not know
I
what jelly
probably
beans
will.
are?
What if you end up loving it?
Yeah.
I will be the first to be like, wow, that was a really great episode. Wow, that was inventive.
Oh,
that was,
Dr.
was
Hurt says he
smart.
can jump on for 10 minutes if we go now.
Yay, okay.
It takes us
So-
10 minutes just to shut this thing down and get over.
It's true. So
You can-
anyway, all right, captains. If you want even more ranting and railing about from Star Trek Lower Decks and our take on it, then maybe consider trying us out for a month over at Patreon. That's patreon.com/priority1. One, the word, not the number. Or just do a search for Priority One Podcast and you'll find us there. All right, everybody. Say goodnight.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Bye, cat.
Bye. Sorry, accidentally read Twitter.